By 1100, there were about 900 houses in Dublin. They were built using wooden supports, thatched roofs, and post and wattled walls. Inside was one large room where the whole family lived. Children didn't have bedrooms, for example. They slept on benches either side of the fire, right beside their parents. To cook and to heat their homes, the Vikings lit fires. There were no chimneys. Instead, the smoke went out through a hole in the roof. It didn't always work, though, and inside would have been smoky and smelly and dark, too. There were no windows in those days because they'd let out the heat. Maybe you're starting to see why people liked to spend time outside. Inside a Viking house wasn't much fun.
The Battle of Clontarf is one of the most famous battles in Irish history. According to legend, Brian Boru, the High King of Ireland, saved the Irish from heathen Viking power on Good Friday 1014 at Clontarf. But are the legends true? How much do we really know? The rebel Sitric Silkbeard of Dublin had international support from neighbouring Viking settlements, but it was not simply Irish against heathen Vikings. Both sides had Viking and Irish warriors. Surprisingly, no archaeological evidence of a battlefield has been found. 1,000 years ago, the Dublin landscape was quite different. Dublin Bay was more inland. Many consider the area north of the Liffey, around the Tonka Valley, near modern-day Clontarf, as the site. Later writers, eager to give Brian Boru a more saintly legacy, set the battle date on Good Friday. Some evidence suggests this is true, but we don't know for certain when the battle took place. On the battlefield, rows of warriors would have advanced behind interlocking shields, hurling javelins and stones at one another. Skirmishes with spears and axes and bouts of single combat probably lasted from high tide at dawn until high tide at dusk. While there are many references to battles in early sources, Clontarf in Irish is described as Codda, a great war, a word rarely used in its day. The battle's death toll was enormous, but there was no clear winner. Many leaders on both sides were killed, including Brian Boru and his son and successor Murchad.